Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? All right, this is somewhat of a quick review of an over-the-air antenna for high definition. I've been trying to convince my mother for many years, ever since everything went digital. So you need a special box and to all that stuff. Well, she had an older TV and she ended up getting Direct TV many years ago. About It was about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and then she switched over to Latino, um, so she can have more Spanish programming and stuff like that. Um, the only problem is I always told her that don't do that. You're going to be spending thousands and thousands of dollars, per year for having this stupid box in your house, and you're paying all of this money. Well, finally, she got a brand new TV last year, a 50 inch. I mean, I think it's 50 or 55 inch. I'm not sure, but this thing is humongous. Um, and Beautiful TV, works fine, does everything that it's supposed to. But I always told her, look, you don't need to pay for all your Spanish channels. Like a lot of the Spanish channels, you can get them for free over the air. And she's like, no, whatever. That's not true. That's not true. So I kind of dropped it. I didn't say anything to her about it. So it's been several years now. And I told her again about it because she was bitching about, oh no, my prices keep going up. And then I have to complain so they can drop the prices. Oh, they've raised the prices again. So I complain and then they drop the prices again. Um, so, um, so I went ahead and I got on Amazon.com and I told her, hey, look, they sell these antennas starting between 10 to 15 to $25, and you can get a lot of channels with it. And she's like, yeah, whatever, I don't believe you. So I went ahead and I bought one. They had, it should be popping up on the screen on here. Um, I found out that Amazon sells their own over-the-air antenna, high-definition ones, starting, I think it was like 1995, if I'm correct. The one I picked up, it was actually 24.99 by Amazon. It is their own brand. Well, it's rebranded from somebody else, but they sell it cheaper than the other people. Um, so I went ahead and I picked it up. I picked up a 35-mile range high definition antenna. It's very paper thin. I would say it's maybe like 5 or 6 pieces of paper put together, literally like flattened, and it's like probably like around this big, and it covers up to 35 miles. And the reason why I picked that one up is because I went online and I put in the area code where she lives, and the area code said that the closest antenna was 22 miles away. And I'm like, oh, cool. I got the 35-mile one, so I figure let me go ahead and install it. So once it was delivered to her house, she was like, "What's this Yeah, they deliver it like in a humongous box. I mean, this thing is like this, and I'm not even the antenna. That was just the box that it came in. So when I took it out and she saw it, she goes, "What's this?" And it's like, "That's the antenna." She goes, And I'm like, "Yeah, it's the antenna." So I went ahead and I installed it for her, and I went ahead and I programmed her TV, and then she was like, "Wow, how many channels is that?" And I go, "Well, since it's a 35-mile range antenna, and the closest tower is 22 miles away, she gets about, I want to say, close to 45 channels, maybe 40 channels. There's a few of them that are duplicates because I don't know why it does that, but it's like 1 or 2 channels are duplicates. So if you take out the 3 or 4 duplicate channels, she gets about 35 channels, high definition 35 channels. Um, I'm sorry, not high definition. Some of them are high definition, some of them are just standard definition, but she's getting between 35 to 40 channels. And she was very happy because she mostly just watches Christian shows. Um, I've been telling her for years, hey, that stuff is free over the air. You should just go ahead and pick it up. Get rid of your Direct TV or Dish Latino, which is actually the same company. I think it's the same company. So I told her to get rid of it. I've been telling her for like 5 or 6 years to get rid of it, and she won't do it. And then I bought that antenna for her to check it out because I bought it for myself more than anything else. And I went ahead and when I installed it, she was like, wow. And then she called them and found out how long she still had it on her contract, because they go by 2 years contract. So every 2 years they renewed her contract. Well, she still has a year left. And the problem is, if she would have canceled her contract, it would have been like almost $300. She only has a year left, but then she complained about it and a whole bunch of stuff, and then they dropped the price on it. But she still has to pay like $200 to cancel. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna go ahead and keep the DirecTV, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the antenna. Actually, I already did, and and I took the antenna and I hooked it up on my TV, and I get about 35 channels also. But I have a better line of sight with the antenna, or is it view of sight? Line of sight. I think it's line of sight. I think that's how you say it. And I get about the same channels as she does. So, and mine's a 24-inch TV, so it's really small. Hers is 50 is like twice the size. Um, but mine's a 24, and I hooked it up, and it looks amazing. I was sitting there, I was like, wow, this is just like watching high definition. It's like, it was awesome. And so that's pretty much about it, guys. If you guys are really think about cutting on your cable bill, and you really don't watch a lot of television, the best thing you can do is just go to Amazon.com. Don't buy their antenna. Best thing to do is just go under the review section where it has all the little stars. And the way I usually start, so before I purchase anything, I usually start with 3 stars and up. And then what I do is once I find the ones that have the most stars, I go to that particular product, and what I do is I do a search on that product to see what YouTube has, because YouTube, has a lot of stuff on there. So I went ahead and I actually looked that antenna up, and a lot of the people who were putting it up on YouTube all live like in rural areas. Like, dude, you live like 50 miles away from the city, and you're only getting 3 channels. So I was kind of a skeptic about it, but since I live in the city, so does my mom, and some of my relatives all live in the city. Having a high definition antenna like that, it works perfectly because we're within the area of the tower. Just like I said, this is a 35-mile range antenna, and one of the furthest towers, no, not further, I'm sorry, closest tower to us is 22 miles. So it's within the range. So I'm pretty much picking everything up. And just like I said, you want to get rid of cable? I mean, this is probably the best thing you can do. You can get rid of cable. You can get rid of your DirecTV or whatever other services are out there. I think Comcast has that. I think even Sprint has their own television, satellite, AT&T. You can get rid of all that and just go straight internet. Just go streaming. Take all of that $300 or $400 a month on TV, cable, and all that crap that you're spending on, and then you can just put some of that money onto your internet, so you can get higher speeds, and you can watch all kinds of TV shows. Like I can go to ABC, NBC, CBS, and they'll have some of these TV shows the next day on their website. So I don't have to sit there and every Tuesday, if I want to watch NCIS, I don't have to wait till Tuesday. I can go ahead and wait 3 or 4 weeks, go to the NBC or CBS, I'm sorry, CBS channel, and just watch 3 or 4 episodes at once. I mean, what kind of bargain is that? That's much better than sitting down and waiting. That's awesome. And just like I said, you have Netflix, you have Hulu, you have even Blockbuster has their own website now. There's a lot of streaming websites that do it for free, and then you can just sit there and watch, whatever channels they're allowed to, or not channels, whatever TV shows are allowed to show. And then if you want to pay a little bit extra, like on Netflix or Hulu, and you can watch pretty much whatever you want, and you don't have to be tied down to any of these companies or anything. So it's great investment, good alternative, especially if you're somebody on a very low budget like me. I can't afford cable, plus cable sucks anyway. So something like this, having the antenna is a much better deal. I only paid $24.99 for the antenna. That's it, and I'm literally saving hundreds of dollars a month going that route. So if you guys are looking for something like that with a cost, be more cost efficient and all these different things, over the air antenna would be my suggestion. That's if you're looking for that. If you got indisposable cash, all this money, you prefer wasting it, then go ahead and keep your DirecTV, Dish Latino, keep your cable, pay your $200-300 a month for those stations, or, people who don't really have the money, this is a great alternative for everybody, including streaming. I mean, you can watch all kinds of TV shows, whatever you can't watch on here, you have your antenna hooked up, like mine is hooked up right here, right now, up against the window, and I'm getting between 35 to 40 channels. So that's I consider that a win-win for anybody who decides to do something like that. All right, guys, that's about it. Wow, this is a long video. My little timer is right here. It's like over 11 minutes right now. So okay, guys, and I'll be putting up some more videos on today. So you guys have a good day. God bless. Be safe out there, and enjoy the rest of your day.